Hi guys. I decided that I'm not sure which direction to go on my channel right now. I got so much stuff to do that I may want to go different directions and do different stuff. Definitely one thing I want to do is continue the Alan Holdsworth thing. I think he's the greatest. But then again, I don't want to be a jazz fusion player only, and I love rock and roll, and I know a lot of rock and roll too. So, and then within rock and roll, there's heavy metal like AC/DC and all that, and then there's also ballads like REO Speedwagon, and I'm not sure which direction to go right now. So rather than make that universal decision, I decided to do a lesson. I think it hopefully will be an interesting lesson. First, before I do this, let me just say, I think some of my haters, they used to say, they stopped saying it. I don't know why, because that does not make it not true. That hating is small dick energy. And maybe my haters hate me because they don't have a dick. They just have to be a dick because they don't have a dick, or they have a little dick. And I don't have to be a hater because I have a dick and I have a big dick. So there's that. Just put that out there. Had to say it. Okay. So I just Googled something for the first time. What is SWYBRID picking? And I figured out, and they told me what it was, and I get what it is. So I may include that in my lesson today too. Not that impressed with someone that it came from a sarcastic hater about 3 years ago that said, "You're picking is old school. You're old school, Jimmy. You're the new thing is the state of the art is SWYBRID picking. You're just you're out of it." So I didn't even Google it until this morning what that even is. So we'll see if that fits into the lesson at all. I made a slight technical mistake on my last take of White Line, which I really liked that take. I whittled it down. I didn't go on and on and on like the first two takes. Sometimes I went on and on about parts. This time I just wanted to do it like the song. And even though it turned out to be shorter than the song, I didn't want to just waste time. I didn't want to just go on and on about one single part. I did the song concisely, consistently, and just did it. And maybe I could have sung the solo a little longer, but it felt right. But I had a problem turning off my radarator. I had it off, and then I didn't realize I had it off and turned it back on again, and then I accidentally had to turn it back off again. And I got to get used to turning it on and off. That's a skill too, operating your equipment. You have to be able on stage. You have to be competent with setting your pedals on and off. And I'm not used to that because a lot of time I just have the pedal on all the time. But I got to get used to that motion of shutting it off. I hope that the solo could have been louder, but I think it's good enough to leave it on there. What do you guys think? I mean, I just now turned it up, but maybe the radarator wasn't loud enough on that take of. But I think it's okay. I could do another take just for that reason, but I think that's kind of being like nitpicky. I just want to. Hopefully, you guys can hear the solo. I didn't mean to make it lower than the rest. That's reverb there. So let's do a lesson. So I do have distortion on most of the time when I play. Yeah, Alan Holdsworth even got me to turn the pedal off once in a while. I wasn't even doing that before Alan Holdsworth, so there's got to be some good in that. So not that the pedal's not a good thing. The pedal's a great thing, but sometimes it's good to use the clean sound too. Otherwise, it's just one thing still. So I whittled down, I simplified a little bit my thinking of the main 7-note scales. I didn't do anything new. It's not drastic new thinking, but it's just a simplified way of looking at it. Perhaps is you don't even have to think of melodic minor. What's that? Harmonic minor. What's that? Melodic major. What's that? Harmonic major. What's that? That is important, and there is that. But another way of looking at it for people that may not want to study that hard is just to alter the modes that you already know. Like it came to me like an Ione mode is a major scale. That's A major. I'm tuned to E, E, A, D, G, B, E. Harmonic major is just a major scale with a flat 6, so just flat the 6. Wait, let's do that better. Sorry. That's not too bad. Wait, let's do it better. that makes a harmonic major. So if you don't remember what that is, just flat a 6 in a major scale. And that, you can't forget that as easily as you can forget what's a harmonic major scale, right? That's an E major with a flat 6, or E harmonic major. Here's a G. A melodic minor is just a major scale, one way of looking at it at least, is just a major scale with a flat third. So here's a major scale on A. So just flat the third. Can I do that? Sorry, here goes. There we go. There's one in E. There's one in G. And so forth. And famously, the big one for me, too, is that to make a harmonic minor scale, you just take an Aeolian mode and raise a 7th. Who cares what it's called? Here's an Aeolian mode in A. Just raise a 7th. Here it is in G. You don't have to think that hard, you know. Just take an Aeolian mode. Here's one in B. Raise the 7th. Here's one in E. And for melodic minor, another way of looking at it is take a Dorian mode and raise the 7th of a Dorian note of a Dorian mode. Here's a Dorian. Raise a 7th. There you have it. That's the same thing as an Aeolian mode with a flat third. It's just spelled differently. One has a sharp, one has a flat, but it's the same. And it used a different mode to start, Ionian versus Dorian, but it's the same scale in the end. That simplifies things a little bit. At least I think it does. And then just do all that. How about a melodic major, otherwise known as an Aeolian dominant, is just an Aeolian mode with the raised third. So let's just try. Here's an Aeolian. Raise the third. See if I can even do that. Here we go. Let's try it. Raise the third to Here's one in E. Here's one in G. Oh wait, do it like this. And you really can't go wrong if you just know what notes to alter and what modes are what and which notes to alter and what modes, and you don't even have to remember the names. You know, why bother, kind of thing, you know. How about a Lydian? Take a Lydian dominant. Okay, that's the fourth mode of a melodic minor scale, but you may not know that. But just take a Lydian and flat the seventh. All right, here's an E Lydian. Flat the seventh, you get something like. Well, let's see if I can do this. Flat the seventh, all right, Lydian. And then. Oh, flat the seventh, okay. The seventh would be seventh. Oh yeah. I'm on E here. Oh yeah. That's an E Lydian dominant, fourth mode of B melodic minor scale. Seventh. Yeah, the seventh went down by half step. There's a seventh here, down. Yeah, and G would be pickups so they don't buzz on the string. Of course, we have little screwdrivers, and I know to do that because I wrecked a guitar to learn how to set guitars up. I totally goofed one up just to figure it out. Well, I used the help of a friend who was a guitar maker that helped me too. His name was Dave Parr. He helped me figure it out, but in the process, we kind of both wrecked the guitar. By the time he finished showing me how to set him up, the guitar was in the trash can. So it wasn't all my fault, but he did teach me because he knew how to make guitars, so we both got something out of the deal. How about a Lydian augmented? Okay, that's the third mode of melodic minor scale. It's a Lydian with an augmented fifth, or raised fifth. Let's try that. So let's say I'm in A. I want to do an Lydian with an augmented fifth. See if we can even do this. Here's a Lydian, A Lydian. I'm going to raise the fifth, so I'm going to go. This Lydian. That's a cool sounding scale. Oh, barely got through that. Here's another one. In E. So forth. That's the third mode of melodic minor, which if I was playing G Lydian augmented, would be the third mode of E melodic minor. Wait, do it again. Are those the same notes? Let's see, G augmented. I may have been doing that wrong. Let's try it again. Oh, okay, I'm doing it right now. That's more like it. So now in A I would be... That's the fifth, sixth. Okay, I did it wrong all that time. That is A Lydian augmented, which is the third mode of F sharp melodic minor. my defense, it's very hard. You know, I did wrong a ton. So then E would be. And G would be. Yeah, that would be G Lydian augmented. Lydian with an augmented fifth. Maybe a slow learner, but when I get it, I really have it, because I start with the basics. I don't just jump to the end. So B, Lydian augmented, which would be the third mode of G sharp melodic minor, would be. Sounds beautiful to me. Let's do it in G. With G Lydian augmented, which is the third mode of E melodic minor. See, that we didn't flat out on my pickups. I lowered them. And all that, you know, and do it linearly now. How about linearly? Let's do a B harmonic minor. Raise the third, get a B harmonic major. Back to A harmonic minor. Flat the six, you get a, raise the six, you get a B melodic minor. Do it again. Raise the third on that, you get B major. Flat the sixth on that, you get B harmonic major. And all kinds of stuff you can do. I like that way of looking at it. Is very simple. And it's very case sensitive and case appropriate. You can do it for your case right now without going, now what's the third mode of that? I don't remember. But if you just think of altering modes that you already know in a certain key by a flat or a sharp that you know, and it helps. How about a mixolydian with a flat six? Well, first of all, what's a mixolydian? Here's a G mixolydian. Flat the six. That's a G melodic major or G aeolian dominant. Aeolian dominant is an aeolian with a raised third, but it's also a mixolydian with a flat six. So it's both ways of looking at it. You think of it as an aeolian. Here's G aeolian. Raise the third. Or start with G mixolydian. And flat the six. Either way, mixolydian flat six, aeolian raised third, you still get an aeolian dominant, which is the fifth mode of melodic minor scale. Blah 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 blah. Here's G aeolian. Here's G aeolian dominant, which is an aeolian with a raised third. Here's G mixolydian. Here's G mixolydian with a flat six, which is also aeolian dominant, which is the fifth mode of melodic minor. So there you go. Cool ways of doing it where it's just as simple as it can be. Einstein said, the great Einstein said, things should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. playing Alan Holdsworth has got me to tune my guitar better, because you can't get away with fuzzy tuning on the high strings with Alan. You hear all that with Alan, don't you? You can hear every note. You have to tune really well. It's tuned up my tuning to play Alan stuff. Now, about SWYBRID picking and technique, SWYBRID picking is nothing really new. It's an extension of hybrid picking, where with hybrid picking you use your pick and your middle finger, but with SWYBRID you use your pick and all three other fingers if you want. So just by adding two other fingers, they went from hybrid to SWYBRID, but it's no big difference. It's just that you can use anything goes on your right hand. You can pick you hold your pick between your thumb and first finger, and you can use all three fingers, of the remaining fingers, second, third, and fourth, 2, 3, 4, to pick as well. You can do high stuff, interval stuff that you can't normally do. I use my pinky there to get high notes. See that? I'm just picking whatever I want. I just Googled it today, and I can already do it. I'm a SWYBRID picker. And tapping. Yeah, I like it. Hey, gee, Mama, he likes it. Mikey, he likes everything. Piano effect, picking in all notes at once. I like that. I'm going to add that to my technique. If it works, right? The smart-ass hater that told me this 3 years ago, thank you. Johnson. Better than doing with a pick. It's easier. Yeah, rock it, Eric. Yeah, I'm just using whatever I want. I can use the pick or the fingers at any time. I don't need more lessons. I don't need more thought. I'm able to do it. I like it. Thank you, Google. Google love, right? couldn't do that with the pick. There's not enough fingers. There's not enough action available. All right. So I do like SWYBRID picking. It's spelled SYSWYBRID. I'm now an endorser. It's just pick, just fingers you can do. Just pick or combination. Why not? It works. It sounds good. So, and it gives you more versatility and more range. And sometimes you're able to do licks you can't do otherwise. Anything else? I mean, the other techniques are necessary, though. You can't just say I'm a SWYBRID picker and you don't know how to play. That's not going to help you. You need to know how to play. Your fingers have to work. Learning a new technique name or just go ahead and use the fingers doesn't help if you can't use those fingers or don't know how to do. I've been playing so I can play with it, but it takes practice in either way. And if lessons are what you need for that, go ahead and watch the videos and learn how to SWYBRID pick. But for me, I just know the concept and I can do it. So, love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.